Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you today. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digitalperspectives.com. Right now, $2.36 trillion market cap, and they're off by 4.4, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 24. 61,200 plus for Bitcoin. Everything's bleeding right now. Ethereum, 3,300 plus. We see Tether market cap, 112 billion plus. USDC is 32 billion plus. XRP is 48 cents. We're off 0.8 on the 24, off 4.6 on the 7-day. The range of price very quickly between 47 and 49 cents. Blue light special on aisle X. XRP, 47 to 49 cents right now. Over 2 for $1, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad. And I just bought some more again. I did. Not a lot, but just a little. I'm not telling you to do anything, not financial advice, but this is a nice range for me, so I acted on it. Here, I want to cover this. I've still been getting quite a few messages about the confusion here. Listen, first of all, there is the SEC versus Ripple case. And then there is a class action in California, the Zakanoff versus Ripple case. Now, this is related to the Zakanoff case in California. And this says Ripple's legal woes mount. No, they don't. Okay. This is more, trying to catch some kind of a headline here. It was a big win. The class action in California is essentially dead. There's one statement that Brad Garlinghouse made directly himself, and that is going to go to trial over that particular statement. The Zakanoff gentleman only lost a few $100s, so I doubt this thing goes to jury trial the way it's been ruled on to go to jury trial, because there's only a few $100 that the guy lost, so there isn't really so much in damages that the guy could claim. But we'll see where this goes, because obviously I do believe that this court case, as the SEC was used as a weapon. It was used to weaponize the courts against Ripple, because they are doing something good inside the financial system, and just another way to try to slow it all down. But we're getting where we need to be. Not much left to that case, just like the Ripple case. At least the Ripple case with the SEC, I do feel has the chance to go to appeal and then obviously on to Supreme Court. But we'll see how that goes too. But for the California case and Zakanoff case, it's good news for Ripple. Don't let them spin it any other way. And here's good news for people who have been waiting for their Bitcoin to be released since the Mt. Gox collapse. Years, many years ago. I bet there's a lot of people hearing this right now and go, what's Mt. Gox? Well, Mt. Gox was like the first crypto exchange that ended up collapsing, and people have been wanting to get their assets back for years now. Well, the distribution starts in July, ladies and gentlemen, just days away here. Mt. Gox to distribute $9 billion of the dollars worth of the Bitcoin Cash repayments starting next month. Just days. But here's how it's going to break down. Mt. Gox users will not be refunded the exact amount of Bitcoin. Check that out. So if you had 10 Bitcoin, you don't have 10 Bitcoin that you're getting back. It says here, you're not getting the exact amount of Bitcoin back that you lost during the hack. Instead, under Japanese bankruptcy law, the value of creditors' claims is capped at what they were worth back in 2014. So, which was approximately $483 per Bitcoin. This means that users will receive compensation based on the value of their holdings at the time of the hack, rather than the current value of Bitcoin or the exact number of Bitcoins they lost. Now, that is despicable, but it is nonetheless what's happening, okay? So you don't have any of the gains experienced while your assets were stolen and hacked. Pretty crappy. But Louisiana's taking steps here in the United States to fix some of that, because they passed a bipartisan pro-Bitcoin bill, and the key provisions are right to self-custody, because if you were self-custody, and that wouldn't have happened to you. The law ensures individuals can securely hold their Bitcoin, transactional freedom. The law guarantees the right to use Bitcoin for transactions, and support for Bitcoin mining. The law supports Bitcoin mining in industrial areas. A ban on central bank digital currencies as well, which prohibits Louisiana government from accepting payments in central bank digital currencies. Love hearing that one. And here we see a warning, stark warning coming out here. The Federal Reserve and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation are warning that major banks like Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and Citibank are at risk of collapse. These banks hold trillions of dollars in derivatives. So it begins. You know, this is the warning that has been happening and just reoccurring, whether it's the IMF, Federal Reserve, FDIC. We're getting these warnings from everywhere, and yet no one's doing anything because they're all going to turn around and expect a bailout and bail-ins. Meanwhile, the financial institutions realize that there is a new monetary system being ushered in, a new financial system, a new infrastructure. As financial institutions are using Stellar for real-world asset tokenization, that number has hit $417.4 million. Deutsche Bank-backed infrastructure provides Taurus, which is a part of Stellar's network, expanded digital asset custody and issuance offerings. Taurus joins financial institutions like Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, and Circle in using Stellar for real-world asset tokenization. How about that one, ladies and gentlemen? Love seeing that, especially understanding that we are so close to some kind of a collapse here. You know, there's going to be some kind of major correction one way or another. Now, we know Ripple pilots a private ledger for central banks launching central bank digital currencies because we're going to have them around the world. Banks will not give up privacy. The same is true for central banks. And that's why Ripple has a private ledger. Ripple is piloting a private ledger version of public and open source XRP Ledger that provides central banks a secure, controlled, and flexible solution for the issuance and management of digital currencies. I believe this will be a solution that's moved to in light of any kind of correction or collapse or bank runs. How it works, Chad Steingraber says, banks will run private ledgers and will issue their own stable coins on top of it. They will transact their day-to-day business privately as usual. At a point, say daily, weekly, monthly, they will settle out of the public ledger through liquidity hubs. There you have that. So looking at this, banks will not give up their privacy. It's actually the law. So you all thinking XRP Ledger is going to be used, but it will all be public data, or living in a fantasy world. And he's absolutely right about that. That's why there is a private ledger for banks, right? No question. He's got it on the mark right there. Now, here's something to note, because we know that we are 6 days away for MiCA regulations in the European Union kicking in for 27 nations there. And that is why we're seeing Tether discontinuing support for EOS and Algorand, ending minting for both blockchains. How about that one? This is getting interesting, ladies and gentlemen. This is getting very interesting right here. We got another 6 days. We're going to find out just how much market cap is coming from those 27 nations in the EU in Tether's 112 billion plus. We're going to find out. And here's a number that is just knocking me out, and it's only going to increase exponentially at some point once we get legislation and legislative clarity that will allow the institutions to come in and play in this automated market maker game, and to the tune of billions of XRP, I believe. Yes, and this automated market maker, this locking up of value, is going to help sustain and create a floor price for XRP. Don't believe it. It's still true. Here we see 20 million XRP total value locked up, known as TVL. And this is super exciting, understanding this is all just retail right now at this point, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be in the billions once we start to see the ETFs approved for XRP and other AMMs and institutions participating in those alike on the back end for central banks and such. Imagine that. Meanwhile, more good news here on the blockchain voting front. And knowing that we're coming towards, I believe, one of the most incredible and crucially important election cycles in the United States history right here, Ripple has partnered with Peerless, a tech firm specializing in blockchain solutions. With over 8 years of experience in the industry, together they aim to enhance interoperability of the XRP ledger and its native currency, XRP, beyond the existing network. The XRP ledger, a decentralized layer 1 blockchain, is renowned for its decade-long reliability, stability, in tokenizing and exchanging both crypto and native real-world assets. Its design prioritizes speed, security, and scalability, making it suitable for a variety of applications, including voting systems. By utilizing the XRPL, Peerless and Ripple plan to develop a blockchain-based voting system that is secure, transparent, and tamper-proof. This innovation could significantly boost trust and confidence in voting process, making it more accessible and efficient. You know, this is where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I'm super excited for them to be a part of this as a solution that could be taken and applied in every country of the world, certainly here in the United States. There's no question about that. And shout out to the Hodge twins for following me. I didn't realize that. I think they're hilarious. I love them to death. They're wonderful. Tranglo. 2/3 of remittance users prefer sending money through digital applications, citing fewer issues as reasons according to Visa's Money Travels 2024 Digital Remittance Adoption Report. Now, as you can see, banks are getting warnings from all over the place. Deutsche Bank's already started tokenizing to the tune of 400 plus million on Stellar and 300 plus million on Ethereum. We're close to getting legislative clarity for crypto and certainly for XRP and the ruling here. We see Tranglo talking about the relationship here for payments and Visa. And in case anybody's forgot, to what extent does Visa now use RippleNet via partnerships such as Currency Cloud, which has been taken over by Visa? Well, just see what they say. Currency Cloud announces partnership with Ripple to process cross-border payments on RippleNet. See that? Which makes you say to yourself, is it really out of the realm of possibility for XRP to reach $250 sometime in 2025 or by 2025? Citing upcoming stablecoin regulation as a potential catalyst? And could we be days away of seeing the real USD be launched on Uphold and other exchanges and inside of the EU in replacing of the USDTether and other stable coins that are no longer falling underneath that definition because of MiCA regulations in the European Union? I don't know the answer. I'm just glad I'm here to watch. And I'm glad you're here with me. Hey, right now we're going into the Freedom Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you're going to want to go with me. Oh, it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and boy, is he going to tell it. He is going to tell it from a mountaintop, and you're going to want to hear it, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going right now into the Freedom Zone, where the only place I feel comfortable enough to talk about it. You can get there too, digperspectives.com. Click the link underneath the video. Click the Freedom Zone, and for next to nothing, come on in. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Here we go. All right, welcome back. It's time to get into this.